Hi Libra, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol, and Libra, this is going to be a general reading for mid-November 2024. And I want to welcome you if you are new to my channel and you've subscribed, or if you've been coming back and following me. It means a lot to me. We're going to be a year old in December, and it's hard to believe. So thanks a lot for supporting me. And if you are interested in a personal reading, I have about 6 or 7 that you can choose from. And I've done pretty much all the readings that I'm offering on this channel. And there will be a link in the comment section and also in my description box if you're interested in that. So for this reading this month, in the middle of the month, mid-month, I thought I would really focus it around the full supermoon in Taurus that's coming up on November 15th. And it was really hard to ignore the energy from what's happening with that, because this intense energy is definitely going to be a time of completion for us. And things are going to, I think it's a time for closure. And so what the full moon does, it's the first thing I want to look at in the deck is it's going to ask us to release something that's no longer serving us. So I'm going to be using the Curious Travel Tarot deck for 4 cards to come out. And I'm going to clarify that with the Tarot Vintage. And so we're going to start off. I have pre-shuffled these cards. And I want to start off by asking the tarot, what is no longer serving Libra? What do they need to release? So can I have 1 card for that? You have the 2 of Pentacles. Now, we're next going to look at what the full moon also does is it shines a light on what wasn't known before. So oftentimes it'll reveal secrets, things that we need to know, and they've been hidden from us. And so very much that would be things that are coming up from our shadow. And so we're going to be doing shadow work in the second part of this. And if you're unfamiliar with shadow or shadow work, I've left a really good video for you in the description box below, and it's called My Powerful 4-Step Guide to Shadow Work. And it's all about facing your own shadow and facing your own stuff and all those things that you've repressed and put away and it's sitting in our unconscious. And it's going to continue to have an impact, and it drives all of our relationships, everything in our life. And this is what's coming up right here in the first part because of the shadow. So you'll find that these two, it's like mirror work here. So this will be your outer world and this will be your inner world. It's fascinating how that works out. And I mean, this is happening as well on a global level. Things are going to be revealed. So what's going to be revealed, what's coming up from Libra shadow right now during this period? We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. That's sitting right at the front of your shadow. And then at the top, we're going to look at what direction does the universe want to take you in? You know, and this is why we're being asked during this time to look at this and bring closure to something, because the universe is encouraging you to move in a different direction. And that's how we're always growing and healing. So what, give me 1 card for part 3 here, the direction that Libra needs to go into. And we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse at the top from the floor. And these two, they're slippery cards actually. That's why they fly. So, and then at the end we're going to look at, I'm going to ask for some advice from the tarot and as to how you can begin to heal this, because this is a healing journey. It's a process. It's not going to be something that's going to be healed like that. But tarot will definitely give us some guidance, and then I'll also provide you with a little bit of my own, since I've been on my own intensive healing journey for about 7.5 years, my own complex trauma with a life coach, trauma coach. And yeah, and so I'll provide you with another playlist, some videos from my other channel, Carol Cares, as well, to help you with what you need to work on here. And then I'll also link your November 2024 reading I did for you. All right, so 1 card for the advice from, I folded that one, from the tarot. I don't like when I fold cards. Knight of Pentacles in reverse is your advice. So let's ask for some clarification, and then I'll also pull an oracle card for you at the end from the Moonology deck. I forgot I was going to do that. All right, so can we have, let's say, 2 or 3 cards here to clarify this Two of Pentacles right now. Just turn these, and we're ready to go. Okay. Couple cards for the Two of Pentacles. That one landed beautifully, right where it needs to go. And one more card. You have the Queen of Swords in reverse. And then you have the Death card in reverse, which definitely speaks about something needing to go for sure. How about this Wheel of Fortune in reverse? A couple cards for that. Strength card, sideways. And then you have the Three of Swords, Three of Wands, sorry, in an upright position. Page of Pentacles now, a couple cards for that one. You have the Four of Wands. And then you have the Six of Pentacles, and we'll put that sideways as well. And this Knight of Pentacles here, a couple cards for that. There we go. Okay, let's get this straight here. All right. You have the Ace of Swords in reverse, and one more card. Queen of Pentacles. All right. So, what are you being asked to release that's no longer serving you right now? You start off with the Two of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles speaks about this juggler right here. And I mean, I like the infinity sign because I interpret that infinity sign as there are just so many ways that we can. I look at this card as sort of a multitasking, juggling kind of distraction card where I see you sitting right now. And there are just so many ways. There's an infinite amount of ways that we can juggle many things in our life just to keep us distracted. And so this is very much, this could be a card that speaks of maybe dissociation, or it could be a card of just busy, 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 busy. And there's a part of you that's keeping yourself busy. And sometimes we need to bring awareness to that, because when we're really super busy, oh, I'm just busy all the time. Oh, I've just got such a busy life. What is underneath that? Like, what is keeping you running? What's keeping you juggling? Where's this multitasking? And it's very much a card where you are definitely living up in your head, where you're, right here. And that is where your ego self likes to keep you safe, because there's no emotions up there, none. And this is very much going to be, in these next 2 weeks, a very emotional period, because when the moon is full, it's opposite to the sun, and the sun is in Scorpio, November 15th for this full moon. And so Scorpio is definitely the sign that is the most emotional. So there's a lot of emotion stirring here for a lot of us, in this world, and yourself. And so you have the Queen of Swords here behind here, and this kind of explains, what are you being asked to release? But why are you being asked to release this distraction part of you? Well, the universe is saying, well, here's a Queen of Swords. And to take on the qualities of the Queen, who is the Queen? Well, the Queen in my deck is the feminine side to us. We all have a feminine side and we have a masculine side. The masculine side is our ego self, and I talked about that, about keeping you up in your head. But the universe is kind of pulling you and wanting you to become aware of your distractions, because it's time here that we need to start to realize that, you know what, it's time to get back into our body. It's time to start to find out our truth and who we really are. Because the ego self, when we're stuck up in our head, can convince us of a certain truth. But when we get back in our body and start to feel some of our emotions, and that's when we find out who we are, our authentic self. And right now she's in reverse, which means that, you know, there might be underneath all that busyness or that distraction that's going on with you right now, there might be some hopelessness that you're kind of trying to avoid. But a lot of times when it's hopelessness, it's like that will put us on the couch, right? In that depressive kind of state we can come in. But also it can be a little bit angry. There's some anger there, maybe, you know, brewing underneath. And anger is an interesting emotion to get in touch with if you can, because anger brings about change. And then there's this death card that comes in, and it's in reverse. And the reason why it's in reverse, because there's a resistance to seeing what you need to let go of. There are definitely, like the universe is saying, you know, what you need to let go of. I think you know. I think you know what old habits need to die, or what people you need to let go of, but there's a resistance to doing that. This kind of distracting and keeping ourselves up in the head, and those are habits of ours. Those are old habits that we can really, you know, have a hard time dropping that. And maybe there's some addictions thrown in there, you know. But the death card will speak about, you know, these things need to go. It's time to let these things go. If it's people, if it's things, old habits, there's something here that needs to be let go because you're very distracted. What's going on here? Because that is what's driving this, you see, because we keep distracted when all of this is coming to the surface, which is what's going to happen during this period, which really is always happening. But this particular period of time is really going to have some intense energy for us to start to look at. Okay, what's coming up in your shadow here that needs to, there's closure that needs to come up here. You have the Wheel of Fortune as your first card in this in your shadow, and the Wheel of Fortune talks about a major change of circumstance. It is the end of a cycle, but when something happens in your life when you're younger, because this is speaking about when you were young, when you were a child, or when you're an adolescent here. So there was a major change in circumstance in your life when you were younger, and it's in reverse here because it affected you greatly. And obviously, if it's in reverse, it means that, you know, our trauma, and everybody has trauma on a continuum, but when there is a major change of circumstance in your life, whether or not it becomes a traumatic event for you, and I mean, like, and also on, you know, maybe even the level of trauma of it will depend on the reaction to the event. And when you're younger, it's more like it'll depend on how you were supported and validated in this. But I see there that there was no support, no validation here for you because it's in reverse. And so there's still this this trauma, this major change of event that happened. It could be one, I don't know, it could be a period of time. Maybe you know what it is, maybe you don't, because it's hidden. Oftentimes we say, oh yeah, I know what it is. But maybe we think we know what it is, but there's a twist to it. Maybe there's another side that we didn't know that happened. Sometimes our ego self will tell us. Oftentimes it's happened to me where I believe that things turned out a certain way for a certain reason, or maybe I took blame for it, and that's not what the truth was. You have right after here that you have the Strength card was kind of sideways here, and the Strength card talks about the courage, or having the strength to go inwards and open up that Pandora's box of all your trauma. And, you know, so I think I'm seeing here that you as a child weren't capable of and wouldn't have had the strength to deal with this stuff, that this trauma that was happening to you, or the situation, these big emotions that came about because of this. And so, yeah, the strength card it's buried here because you didn't have it. And I think what's happening here is, there's a part of you that still is needing that strength right now. And you have the strength, but I think maybe you just don't think you do. And that's where you're keeping distracted still. Big party that doesn't want to look at this. But there's an interesting card that comes at the end of your shadow, which is the Three of Wands. And the Wands talks about our purpose, a purposeful direction that we're meant to go in. And when we were younger, we knew when we were very young what direction we were supposed to go in. But if these traumatic events happen to us, and if we weren't validated and supportive to deal with it the proper way and to deal with our feelings, these big emotions, we'll put them away and then we lose direction. It gets hidden somewhere in our shadow here, and we got to go and work through this trauma to find out where your next step is, where you're supposed to go, where you truly were supposed to go. So what direction does the universe want to take you during this period? Well, here's the Page of Pentacles here, and you have one page that's shown up. And I think this is very important because there's just one. The pages in my deck are our inner children, and there's 4 pages. And I also see my 6 of Cups as an inner child card as well. So there's 5 inner children floating around in the deck. And mainstream psychology likes to say that we just have one inner child, but I know that I have more than one inner child in me because I've been on this healing journey for a while now. But this page, and this page is blocked. This inner child yard is blocked, and that is our inner children are the ones that need healing. When they come up, it's like right away though. This inner child needs healing. This child of yours needs healing. The one that holds all these big emotions that you couldn't. They hold out the big emotions that you couldn't handle when you were younger. They hold big emotions like grief, shame, fear, and there's definitely an inner child that needs healing. And the Pentacle talks, it's the Page of Pentacles, and it talks about your body and getting grounded. And so the universe is really calling you to get back into your body. You knew what it was like when you were younger. You knew what it was like before this happened to you, to be grounded into your body. You knew who you were. And that got lost in the shuffle. And here's the 4 of Wands. And the 4, you have the 3 of Wands, which is really interesting right here in the in your shadow, and that's the plan for going into a new direction. 3 is the plan. 2 of Wands is like kind of getting that nudge and getting in an idea of wanting to go into a direction. 3 is actually having the plan. You knew. 4 is taking the step. Here's the step. Here's the universe wants to take you into that direction here that's buried. That's buried right here in your shadow. But in order to get to that, to actually take that step, maybe you know what it is. And this always happens in this journey. When you are ready to take this next step in your life, or when you feel it, you have an intuitive sense sometimes that you know that something is coming, and you know that you're meant to go in this new direction. And right here, the universe is saying, well, if you start to heal, if you start to look at this incident that happened to you that's coming up for you to look at right now, you're going to be taken, finally. You're going to be able to take that new direction. And then you had this card sideways, this 6 of Pentacles here. And this 6 of Pentacles is, it's, first of all, it's a number 6, so it has a duality to it. 2 sides to this. And this particular card, you have this this individual weighing out the what these beggars think they're worth. So this is very much a card about self-worth and worthiness, right? It's a card. The duality in this is giving and receiving, and it's like it's referring to this sense of unworthiness and what you think about yourself and how you feel. Your inner child may feel quite unworthy. Your inner child might feel like they didn't matter when they were younger. And so I think here that there's this inner child right here is holding a lot of unworthiness because of what happened when you were younger. And they're really holding a lot of shame. Shame is the emotion that's connected to our unworthiness. It tells us that we don't matter. It tells us that we're a piece of shit. It tells us that, nobody loves us. And it's something that's given to us. It's not an emotion that we're born with. Everybody has shame. No one wants to talk about it because it's a very shitty feeling. It's not a nice feeling, but we have to grieve that shame, that loss, in order to get to that shame. And that's what you're needing to look at here. You're needing to grieve that because there's a new direction happening for you with this 3 of Wands and this 4 of Wands. So what is the universe? What's the guidance from the universe here? Well, here's the Knight of Pentacles here in reverse, and the Knights in my deck are a part that we all have. It's an adolescent part. It's a part of you that wants freedom, and you're going to get freedom through being your authentic self. And in particular, this is the Pentacle here, and this has really been about the Pentacle, the Page of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles, and now you have the Knight of Pentacles, and it's all about, that freedom that you're going to get through getting back into your body, through grounding yourself. And that's going to give you, we all want that freedom to be healthy, that freedom to have a job that we want to do, be passionate about a certain job we want to do. And also the freedom to feel good about ourselves, and what freedom that would bring if we felt worthy, that we were truly worthy of having good things in our life. And there's that part of you that's really pulling for you right now, and that's the freedom fighter. And it's the one that wants the freedom. It wants the freedom to get back into your body, to get grounded, to feel like I'm worthy enough. I'm going to put myself first. I'm going to learn how to ground myself. I'm going to learn what it feels like to be in my body instead of being stuck up in my head and feeling all this shame and stuff that people told me. I'm going to get back into my body, and I'm going to find out who I really am. Here's the Ace of Swords. It's blocked right now because you're not in your body. The Ace of Swords is, first of all, an ace is an offer from the universe. It's a gift. It's a gift to find your truth. It's a gift to find your authentic self. That's what you're going to find when you get back into your body. I don't make it up. Here's the Queen of Pentacles again, Pentacle. So the Queen is in my deck, there's 4 of them. She's the feminine side to us. We all have a feminine side and we have a masculine side. And our masculine side is the ego self. That's the one that will want to keep you all distracted in our head. Oh, I already talked about you had another Queen of Swords here. And now you're getting the Queen of Pentacles. All right, so, and we talked about at the beginning, sorry, I forgot already, about getting back to your truth and who you are. And this is now, it's all coming full circle here in the advice from the tarot with the Queen of Pentacles. If you learn how to ground yourself and get back into your body, this Queen is so grounded. She lives from her body. She feels her emotions, and she feels good, and she knows who she is. And so this is where the universe wants to bring you. And so I'm definitely going to give you a playlist on how to ground yourself, because we did start off with you quite distracted in your head, up in your head. A lot of distracting going on. I'm going to definitely give you a playlist on grounding. I really encourage you, Libra, to take some time out and learn how to ground yourself. I have a couple good videos on that. And then I'm going to leave you with a Moonology Oracle card for you, one last card. It's been an amazing reading. I love how all the pieces came together for you. And now we're going to have one card maybe fall out. There we go, right there. All right, so we get new moon in Sagittarius. And it's called Luck is on Your Side. Whatever's coming your way, it looks set to put a smile on your face. The new moon in Sagittarius can mark the restart of fun after a period of feeling low. We did talk a little bit about the depression that you might be covering up. The energy is adventurous and even willing to take a few risks. But be careful you don't bet the farm on something here, as the Wheel of Fortune is still spinning. This card is about exploring life metaphorically by exchanging big ideas with others or just thinking about your own philosophies. Perhaps it's time to change your mind about something important. It can also signal that a trip away is coming up if that's something you're working to achieve. But the overall message of this card is that whatever happens next will be of some sort of gift, even if that simply means widening your world view. Wow, about you. And that's where this Ace of Swords card comes in. All right, I will see you in December, and I want you to have compassion for yourself for what you're working through. Libra, this is the most difficult journey of your life, but it's the most important one. And I want you to take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.